It was a file where Smart Underwriter, with the conditions it provided to us, to me and the underwriter, we looked at it together, and it gave us some insight on some documents that it found things that were not agreeing one with the other. So there were some discrepancies. That kind of told us, well, then let's look at that first. Let's take the time to look at that and see if we can get that resolved or find out what's going on. In the process, a long story short, it showed us where the discrepancies were significant, and they were of concern. It helped us to be able to determine and find that without spending hours into the file and going through it. And because that's what we do. We go through the file, it takes us a while. And there's times where it does take us time to be able to find any kind of discrepancies. But it was wonderful that it brought it to our attention immediately.
That's
That
great.
numbers were not agreeing, balances were not agreeing on documents. In the long run, what ended up happening is we submitted it to our audit department, and they did confirm that there were some issues on that loan, on those documents.
And so without the tool, without Smart Underwrite, would you have caught that, do you think? And it just would have taken you more time? Or
I think, in all honesty, the underwriter would have spent hours on it. They would have given me a call and tell me, Mark, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. And then we together would have had to try to figure out what's going on. Smart Underwrite brought us right to the lines to look at. That just saves so much time for us to be able to look and catch on, like, yes, you are right. On this line, it gives this balance, but on this one, it gives a complete different balance. And it shouldn't. Should have been the same on both. So I feel it saved us what it could be hours, a couple of hours worth of underwriting time on that.
wow. What's your experience been overall in terms of training the team on Smart Underwrite and having it as part of your operation?
I've been pleasantly surprised that they're embracing it. They're liking it. The way I presented it to them is, this is a tool that will give you an insight, because it's looking at documents of what's okay about the document. What has it already checked on the document that it's okay? And what do we still need to look at a little further? And so I gave them an example. I said, if on a pay stub, if Smart Underwriter is telling you that the name matches, the social security name number matches, the employer name matches, the address matches, that's that much less that we need to look at. As an underwriter, I'm not going to look at those items now. I can get right into the income. I can get right into the figures. And even then, Smart Underwriter can give me some idea of what that income is. It could just, solve the problem for me, calculate it for me, and so then I just look at it. Do I agree with that? Yes. Let's move on.
That's great.
Especially helpful with credit reports. We do so many checks and balances on a credit report: the social, the addresses, the name. Is there a disputed account that exceeds 1,000? Smart Underwriting is catching all that up front. And so it saves me time of going through the credit report, because if it tells me that things are matching exactly right and there are no issues, I don't need to spend time on those.
How's your experience been working with the team at Gateless?
Oh, great. The support is wonderful. As a matter of fact, I'm very impressed, because I send an email and expect that I'm not going to get an answer till the next day. And within an hour or something, half hour, an hour, I'm being reached out, and I'm getting some kind of answer, some kind of response. At times I've said, hey, can you guys call me? I need to discuss something. They don't hesitate. And it's just been very pleasant. It's been great.